Long ago, in the heart of a peaceful African village, surrounded by crystal clear rivers, towering palm trees, colorful flowers, and beautiful round huts, lived a kind and hard-working young woman named Amara. Every morning, the village came alive with laughter. Women carried clay pots on their heads to the river, children chased one another along the sandy paths, fishermen paddled their wooden canoes across the sparkling water, while birds sang sweet melodies from the treetops. Among all the young women in the village, Amara was admired for her beauty, humility, and gentle heart. One beautiful morning, as the warm golden sun painted the village with light, Amara met a handsome young man named Chike. The two spent many days together, walking slowly along the crystal-clear river. They laughed, talked about their dreams, and promised each other a future filled with happiness. Every smile they shared made them believe that nothing could ever separate them. As the villagers watched them, many believed wedding drums would soon echo throughout the village. But life does not always follow the path we expect. A few weeks later, Amara began to notice changes in her body. She often felt tired. She became dizzy. One morning, she gently placed both hands on her stomach. Deep inside her heart, she knew she was Chike's child. At first, she smiled. She imagined holding their baby in her arms while Chike stood proudly beside them as a loving husband and father. With joy in her heart, she hurried to tell him the wonderful news. But the moment Chike heard she was pregnant, his smile disappeared. Fear filled his eyes. Without saying another word, he turned around and began walking away. Some shook their heads with sadness. Others whispered quietly among themselves. No one could believe Chike had abandoned the woman he once promised to love forever. As the days passed, life became even harder for Amara. She had no parents left to comfort her. No brothers, no sisters, no one to wipe away her tears. Every evening, she sat alone inside her small traditional hut, listening to the sounds of the peaceful river outside while silently crying herself to sleep. Sometimes she wondered, why did this happen to me? Still, despite the pain, she refused to give up. She continued gathering firewood, fetching water, walking under the hot African sun, doing everything she could to survive and care for the little life growing inside her. Month after month, her pregnancy became heavier. Walking became difficult. Even simple chores left her exhausted. Yet, she never stopped fighting. Then, one quiet night, as the moonlight covered the village, Amara went into labor. There was no husband holding her hand, no family standing beside her. Only silence filled the little hut. After hours of pain, the cries of a newborn baby finally echoed through the night. Amara looked down, and there, wrapped gently in her arms, was a beautiful baby girl. Tiny, healthy, perfect. With tears flowing down her face, Amara kissed the baby's forehead, and whispered softly, "You are my daughter, and your name will be Ada." For a brief moment, all the pain she had endured seemed to disappear. Holding her newborn child close to her chest, Amara prayed that one day Ada would have the joyful life she herself had lost. But something unusual happened. Check out in episode 2 to find out what happened. Follow Paige for more interesting stories like this and stay tuned. See you in the next episode. Bye-bye.